It's 100.3 Philly's R&B and Hip Hop. Mina, SayWhat in your middays. I have a friend, a longtime friend, joining the show today, Dr. Ian Smith. Listen, if you don't know who Dr. Ian is, you need to do some homework. This man's been on national TV. He's on Rachel Ray all the time. He got the best smile in the world. He's always cranking out a book to try to keep us healthy and also to help us lose weight. So Dr. Ian is one of my favorite people, okay? Welcome, Dr. Ian.
Yo, listen, it's been so long. I see you on IG, of course, all the time. Now I'm in studio with you. This is like the highlight of my book tour.
Really?
Yeah,
I love you, Dr. Ian. I was on Rachel Ray because of Dr. Ian.
You remember that?
I do remember that.
We had a good time,
yes,
right?
we did.
So yeah, I'm feeling good. Life is good. I'm now become more plant-based, which is why the new book is called Plant Power. But,
yeah.
But the idea is, you know me, I'm always trying to get better, right?
Right.
And I felt like I was eating too much meat. I felt like I was sluggish. I was a little bloated. And so I decided to cut my red meat down a little bit and increase my plant-based foods over 4 weeks, though, not like right away, because I love a good cheesesteak.
Right.
I love ribeye. We talk about this, right?
Yes.
But I don't want to become fully vegan or vegetarian, though. That's fine if you like to be that.
Right.
And this book, Plant Power, just like changed my life. My energy level went through the roof. I was sleeping better.
Yeah.
Skin, complexion, it was amazing. And I didn't need to lose weight, so I didn't lose weight. But in my Facebook group, Plant Power, and people should join it. It's an amazing group. I'm in it. We got thousands of people doing it together, and I give away lots of prizes. But people in the group, the average weight loss in 4 weeks, 10 to 12 pounds, just by eating more plants.
I believe
Not fully
it.
plants, but more. So I'm pumped up. I just feel good.
Dr. Ian, you always change lives. Like, I never realized how important food was to your health until I met you. Do you remember I was sick all the time? I was overworked. I was breaking out my face. I was losing hair. And I'm like, what is happening? I was tired. Yeah. And Dr. Ian handed me one of his books. I think was it the Shred?
Shred, yeah, Shred.
He handed me one of his books and said, it's what you're eating. And I'm like, sir, shut up. How is what I'm eating have to do with what's going on with me externally? But no, what you put in your body comes out. You changed my life. Seriously.
Oh, man.
I literally started to eat different. It teaches you what foods are good for you and what foods aren't.
And by the way, it's not about eating perfectly. So I don't want anyone to think that I'm saying to you, got to eat perfect. You can only eat what I call rabbit food. No. You're going to have steak.
I know that too.
Yeah, you're going to eat steak and burgers.
Eat some rabbit food today.
No, but the idea is I'm not perfect either, but you got to do it in balance. If you do it in balance, you're going to be good and you're going to feel great.
Okay, we're going to talk some more about this book, Plant Power. Dr. Ian Smith is here. My good friend, Dr. Ian Smith, is here. I mean, he's incredible. He changed my life when it comes to the things that I'm eating, which in turn changed my energy levels. It changed how I look. So he's here changing lives again with this book, Plant Power. So everyone knows that if you eat more vegetables, you're more healthy. But in practice, it's hard. And I didn't realize how hard it was until I did your Shred book, right? And then I realized everything has bacon, cheese, animal fat, everything. Now, I will say, in the past 5 to 10 years, it has been a lot better because you have these fast food chains now doing all vegan, all plant-based, whatever. But tell me, for the average person who just wants to be a little bit healthier, but not completely eliminate meat, what can this book do for them?
So I think that the vast majority of Americans want to eat more plant-based. They don't want to give up the meat, okay, which is why I wrote Plant Power. And I think that what people have to understand is do it slowly, right? Take your meat consumption down slowly. Don't do it like dramatically all at once. So, for example, I think most people are probably eating 70% animal-based foods, 30% plant-based. People are probably doing that right now, right? I want to flip your plate. I want you to eat 70% plant-based and 30% animal-based foods. And so I'm going to slowly do that transition for you. So, for example, you may have, for example, chicken, some brown rice, and some vegetables. Most people probably eat that way right now. What I want to do is eventually over 4 weeks, you can still have the chicken, but I want you to use it as an accent to a salad rather than it being the major ingredient of your entree, right?
I see.
So take half of usually people eat 6 ounces of chicken. Instead of having one big piece of chicken, take 3 ounces, slice it up, put it on top of a nice green salad with lots of great vegetables in there. So you still get the chicken, but now you have more greens and vegetables.
Yeah. What do you say to the fast food chains that are now adding different vegetarian options? Is it healthy? Because it's processed, kind of, right?
Well, most of them are actually doing a good job of adding fresh food. Here's what's interesting. Fast food joints knew a long time ago they could create healthy food. It wasn't until the pressure from customers said, I'm not going to eat here because you have nothing healthy. Like, I'm okay with having burgers every once in a while. I don't want burgers all the time. And so now all these fast food chains, I won't mention any names, are now all of a sudden getting hit.
Right. Like, you all healthy. What you mean?
Yeah. But that's because of the pressure. And that's why it's important for people to, use their money in a way that says, this is what we need, this is what we want.
Okay, Dr. Ian's here. We're going to continue talking about his book, Plant Power. So everyone wants to eat more plants because plants are good for you. We know that, right? Mm-hmm. But to our previous conversation, it's hard. So little things, what little things can people do? What things can people eliminate to just kind of move towards their goal of trying to eat a little bit more plants?
First thing you should do is have what I call Meatless Monday. Everyone knows about that, right? So just try it Monday. Just start off with just one day a week going meatless, okay? So you get the hang of it. So Meatless Mondays. Next thing you want to do, I think, is just try to have a salad every other day. Just having a salad, whether it's for lunch or for dinner every other day, is going to get you accustomed to eating more fruits if you have fruits in your salad and more vegetables for sure. But, red meat, and once again, I love red meat, but you shouldn't have more than one serving of red meat a week. I was eating 3 myself. I mean, that's how much I love it, right?
Yeah.
So cut down the red meat to about 1 serving a week, which is about, maybe about 4 or 5 ounce steak, for example, is an example of it.
Yeah.
The other thing is fried. You got to stay away from fried foods. I know. I'm not saying totally eliminate fried foods, but say to yourself, I'm only going to have fried whatever it is 2 or 3 times a week to start. That's it.
Right.
Space it out. And so that way you kind of get accustomed to having it less. And then try some really good plant recipes. They're amazed at how good plant recipes can really be. You know what I mean? We have one in the book on page 214, the spicy Thai veggie stir fry, which is ridiculously good. And when you eat it, you're like, I don't even miss meat. And in my Facebook group, Plant Power, join that group for sure. We got thousands of people who are working with me, and I help you do this. People are posting recipes. Let me tell you something. Just looking at the recipes that they post, you get hungry. Like, oh my goodness, I got to make that. I got to make that. So if you want to make a lifestyle change, and people have lost up to 10 to 12 pounds in just 4 weeks, it's not about doing it drastically and dramatically. It's taking your time and doing it so it becomes a lifestyle and not something that's just a trend.
Yeah. I actually did one of Dr. Ian's books, Shred, and I ended up on Rachel Ray because of, how that book changed my life. That's what I will say about your books. It's not just like you telling people, you show people how to do it. These are your recipes. These are the things that you can use. And I think that's what I appreciate about you. It's not just you telling me, well, you need to eat more vegetables, but you're showing me, you're saying, this is day 1. This is what you should eat. This is what you should eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. These are your recipes. That's the helpful part.
And you know what? I believe with social media, it makes it so much easier to do that, right? So like on my Instagram, which is at Dr. Ian Smith, spell the doctor out, I-A-N Smith. And you can always message me, DM me if you want help. But I show recipes, how to cook the recipes, how to do some workouts inside of your house. I do a little dance and have some fun. But the idea is people want to do things that are easy. And my whole goal and my creative energy is to make things easy and accessible to people. And so it works for a lot of people.
All right. Well, I want to ask you some non-plant power-based questions.
Yeah, let's talk about the slap.
Because you're a doctor, okay? This man is a Harvard doctor. Let's get it right, okay? A black Harvard doctor. Can we put that out there, all right? I don't eat red meat because of you. I don't eat red meat. I've cut down on the pork. For a Spanish woman to say she's cut down on the pork, that's a lot. Because, we eat red meat all day, every day, okay? Right. So Dr. Ian literally changed my life with one of his previous books, Shred. So that's why whenever you got anything going on, wherever I am in the world, my studio is open to you, because I know that long term you care about people's health, and that's what
100%.
These books do. And 100. His new book is called Plant Power. So me and my boyfriend have a conversation all the time because he wants me to eat more plants as well, right? Mm-hmm. But he says that cauliflower is not a real plant. It's a man-made fake thing, because I'd be like, ooh, I'm going to have some cauliflower, some chicken. He's like, it's not healthy. Can you settle the score about cauliflower? Because he thinks it's not good for you. It's man-made, and it's not something you should be eating. Like, you should be eating a leafy green over a cauliflower.
Well, cauliflower is a plant,
okay.
And it's actually very healthy for you, and cooked well. It's extremely tasty, and I think people look at it because it's white and it's not. All vegetables obviously are not leafy. I mean, an eggplant isn't leafy either, right? A carrot isn't leafy. Obviously, with eggplants and those things, you have colorful antioxidants, which are disease fighters. But no, cauliflower is I don't mean to go against,
Is it man-made, though?
No, it's not man-made.
Really?
It's not made in the lab no, it's not. It's natural. It's a plant. It's delicious. It's awesome. Listen, you have to roast cauliflower. You have to roast it. That's the way to cook it. Put a little extra virgin olive oil on it. Put some spices, some salt, some pepper, maybe some cumin, paprika. But you got to spice it well. When you roast it and bake it and it comes out, oh my goodness, it's bananas. Now, as a kid, I didn't eat cauliflower. I didn't eat Brussels sprouts. I realized why. Because people were boiling it and putting it on a plate, right? It's awful, but it's terrible. But now I can't stop eating Brussels sprouts because I now know how to cook Brussels sprouts. So they're crispy.
Yes.
They got some spice to it, some
Put
flavor.
some lemon on there, some salt,
Yeah, that's
some
what I'm saying.
olive oil. Pop that thing in the
Where was that
oven.
when I was a kid? I'm serious. So no, and Plant Power, these are great recipes that people are like, what? I never knew this stuff could taste like this. And so I'm excited for people to try it out. As you said, I care about people's long-term health. And people who can't afford the book, no problem. Go to your library. You can get it for free at the library. Take a digital, download. I just want people to have the plan and to be able to change your life, because it changed my life personally. This is my most personal health book because I did the plan for myself to make myself feel better and sleep better and everything else. And so I just want people to do that. And, of course, once again, join my Facebook group, Plant Power. I will help you in our group to do this. It's easy.
Real quickly, Doc, all the mask mandates are being dropped federally because of a new court thing. That's what's happening today. I mean, on airplanes and Ubers, on SEPTA transportations. As a doctor, how dangerous is that?
I'm very frustrated because I think we're almost there. I think we waited just maybe a couple more months to give some safety, just a little more cushion. Couple more months and we'll get through. The caseloads will be really, really low. We'll be heading into summer. I just think it's too premature. I know people are tired, but guys, just wear your mask to protect yourself or to protect others who you don't know may have an illness, undisclosed illness. I think it's irresponsible and I think it's impatient. And what can we do? And we're in a situation where it's become so political.
Right.
And to me, health is not political. Life and death is not political. Life and death is life and death. It's health and it's science. And so I'm sad, obviously, as a physician, but those of you who still wear your mask, keep doing it for at least a couple more months. Be safe. Now, when you're in a closed environment with people who you know where they've been, their vaccination status, of course, you can take your mask off. But I think out in general public, you're around hundreds of people. You don't know where they've been. You don't know what they have. So I think it's it's irresponsible. But, what can I do? I mean, doctors and scientists have been fighting this for several years, and it's a tough fight. There are a lot of lessons to be learned by this very unfortunate pandemic.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to keep my mask on, and I'm going to try to eat more plants,
There
okay? Plant Power, Dr. Ian's book is out right now, and follow his Facebook group and also on social media, right?
Yep. Facebook is Plant Power. My Instagram is at Dr. Ian Smith. Spell the doctor out, I-A-N Smith.
He's a doctor from Harvard, okay?
A doctor.
It's Mina, Say What in your midday on 100.3 Philly's R&B and Hip Hop.